the Google search "can't sell my house" was trending. I think a lot of people too look at the interest rates and affordability and they're like, who's buying, you know? Someone recently have sold their house with ChatGPT. What are your thoughts?
It's the worst time to sell a condo in 20 years. People call me like, how dare you? I had somebody call me and threaten to sue me because they tripped on my flyer. I would go in the car and cry, but there was like literally cry, but there was no other way to meet people. For my entire life, I've never been on a salary job.
So in my last episode, we talked about why a lot of people have regretted buying investment properties, but there's a very different reason to buy a primary residence, and thousands of people are still doing that every month. So we're going to talk about what's really going on in the real estate market today with a top agent in LA, who also is the team lead on the real estate agent team that I work on. So I work with her every day. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, exciting episode today. I have my real estate team lead on, Meredith Schlosser. I'll say your full name, I guess.
Good job.
But Meredith has been in the business like over what, like 15 years?
14 years in LA.
14 years in LA, but you also sold in New York, which I think will be pretty interesting to talk about too. They're both tough markets, I think.
I didn't sell in New York. I only did leases in New York.
You did leases?
So that was a different world.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll still be...
Yeah.
I still want to hear about it.
Okay.
Sold over $1 billion in real estate, which is a crazy amount. Like, there's not a ton of agents that hit that level. We'll give you the real tea on the market, what's happening, and you know who's actually buying. I think a lot of people wonder that too, how AI is affecting things. So yeah, we'll get into it. And also, one thing I want to call out too before we really get into it, our team has space for one more person.
Yes.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that?
I do want to talk about that. We definitely want a new agent that is qualified, hungry, wants to learn, but also has experience behind them. So we're not looking for anybody brand new. We want somebody that has closed a minimum of 15 to 20 million, which in LA, as we all know, like sounds like a lot, but it's actually really not because our price points are higher.
Could be less than 10 houses, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So somebody that has the experience under their belt, wants to learn, wants to grow, and wants to build and help and work with a great team. As you mentioned, we have a small team, but we have a ton of support and a lot of ways for lead opportunities, great open houses.
We have a lot of listings, so good for good open house opportunities. And also you and I share leads with other people on the team who like have more time to take on buyers.
That's actually a really good point because a lot of teams don't do that, as you know. You've been on a couple now.
Most don't really.
Most don't. I don't want to, once again, not here to talk negatively about anything, but most don't. And I believe that's why I want to have a small team, is because I want to be able to give opportunities to the other agents so they can obviously get on their feet and then get referrals from that. That's the whole point of the game.
So I'll put both of our emails below. So if you're an agent in LA and you're interested, you want to learn more, email Meredith or me or whatever. You can say you found us from the podcast. Or of course, if you're looking to buy or sell, even if you're in the early stage or whatever, I'll put the email down below. We help people in LA County. Meredith kills it on the listings, and we have like 3 coming up that we're co-listing that are going to be super cool.
Really exciting.
Yeah. We can't give a ton of details, maybe for the Playa Vista one, because by the time this is up, that might be...
Playa Vista one we can talk about.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay, but enough of our self-promo. We just had to put it out there. But I want to hear about how you got started in real estate in your 20s in New York.
Yeah.
Like, what got you into it? What were you doing before?
Yeah, so I went to American University. I was a communication major. I think I told you about that. So I'm really bad. Was really bad test taker, but was really good yapping away. Shout out to my teacher, Gemma Paglusi, who I really think will enjoy this. You know, I was PR major, came out of DC, moved to New York City. So I was actually trying to work in PR, but I knew at that time I was 21, 22, whatever. And in all these, you know, William Morris and all these big PR companies, I mean, you make dirt and you start in the mail room, and I don't come from like a lot. So it was like, I needed to hustle, to get out there and to obviously do the best I could to make money. So I looked on like jobs. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. So I ended up being a tech recruiter. That was my first job outside of college. So it's a commission draw situation. So I was never, for my entire life, I've never been on a salary job. So that was really interesting. So I was a recruiter, and the first recruiting job I ever had was in Midtown. And I mean, I was making like 12 hours cold call a day, no joke. Like I had to be there. Yeah, I don't know what working laws were in place then. I mean, this is only, I don't know what year this was, 2008.
Yeah.
So I became one of the top recruiters in my office, was doing very well. I was making a lot of money before everything. Obviously, the market crashed, and then got out of that. So I was doing tech recruiting, got out of that, and then I ended up getting a job at Equinox.
Oh.
I was
their salespeople are no joke.
They're good.
Yeah.
And they do a thing called close hour at the end of the month. You have to stay a certain amount of hours, and I became one of their top 10 in the country.
Wow.
So, and I was like, I love fitness. It was, I love tennis. So that was a natural for me, and it was crazy. But that was insane. That was an insane work environment. Yeah. And my friend Jill D'Amico was like, oh, I got my real estate license. You should come in. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? She like kind of told me, I was like, oh, it sounds cool. I was 24, got my license in New York, and then just did rentals there. Though it's a whole other world there.
Yeah, what is it like in New York?
So what it was like is very different than what it is like now.
Okay.
So we in LA, and we do leases too. So I don't know if you want to talk about that, but we do help landlords rent out their places. We do help people lease properties. So, but yeah, so leases in New York at the time, it was 15 to 20% commission of the term. Here in LA, the average is 6% of the term. So you could make, I was 24 years old, and sales, obviously, as we know, take a lot longer, and I needed to make the money. So I was just doing a ton of leases, higher end leases, at the time, higher end at that age. And so I was making good money off the leases initially, and then moved to LA when I was 27.
And then you pretty much have to start from scratch, right? In LA. Like if you're moving and you do real estate, like your whole network is, how was that?
Yeah. So I moved here knowing two people. I didn't drive a car since I lived in DC. So I didn't have a driver's license. I didn't have a real estate license.
Yeah.
I was 27. That was before Waze, and I'm like not a good driver. So I got on the 405 and literally started like crying because I was like, this is
stressful here.
Really intense. Like I was taking subways for 7 years in buses. Like that wasn't a thing, right? So no, I started from scratch. Moved out here. I knew my cousin, my significant other, and literally started door knocking. That was how I got in the business.
Yeah. And door knocking, people even still do that today. Do you feel like it was different back then?
Yes, I would never door knock now. The city is obviously not what it was, and it's not safe. But I did it with another person at the time, and then I did it alone. People do it, but I would never do it again. Yeah, it's just relationships. But I was doing it probably about 7 hours a day. I was wearing heels, and then like hour 4, I'd like change out of the heels and go into the flats. This is pure rejection. I have some funny stories I'll share with you about that too.
Yeah, we need to hear it, because I think most people would be very intimidated to knock on someone's door, Like I would be. I'd be like, even though there are ways that you can do it, like if you're having an open house, it doesn't feel as weird as just like, I think most people are like, oh, are you knocking on the door and just being like, hey, do you want to sell?
Yeah.
But not necessarily.
It's very awkward. Well, in New York, the way I got a lot of my business was I would befriend the doorman.
Smart.
So I would go, if let's say I had a person looking, I'm like, hey, I'd introduce myself. There was like confidence of like, was up here. It was 24, 25, 26. It was like, whatever. Like they were going to befriend me. And I ended up getting a lot of business all over the city just from befriending doormen by bringing them cookies or bringing them treats or bringing them donuts so that was the way there. So when I moved out here, the business coach of my ex-business partner was like, just go door knock. And I was like, what's that? And I was like, and then we talked about the whole doorman thing.
Did you ever have people like slam the door in your face?
Oh yeah, no, it was terrible. It was, I would go in the car and cry, but there was like literally cry, but there was no other way to meet people. No. And Zillow, I was telling you the story, like Zillow Make Me Move. That's how I got my first listing. So that's how I would look up like on Zillow, and people would put on what their number would be to move. And that's how I got my first listing.
So how many doors would it take to get someone,
I don't think I ever like tracked, but that was one listing, which then turned into, you know, I did about 30 million in Beverlywood those first few years. So I don't think there's any way to like track.
Right.
But I mean, this was like really bad. People would call me like, how dare you? I had somebody call me and threaten to sue me because they tripped on my flyer in the rain. Yeah, like crazy stuff. Like, how dare you leave something on my floor or my ground? I almost tripped. It was rain. It was like a whole thing. I thought she was going to sue me.
Oh my God, that's scary. So how do you stay like motivated when you're getting that much rejection?
I mean, it is what it is.
You're just like,
okay,
okay, whatever. Like you laugh at it kind of.
Yeah,
like,
it's just, it is what it is. And then I would do open houses. And then that was another thing, like you just said, it was like I had a bird in the hand. So I would, oh, hey, I have this listing, and then it's going and giving someone something, right? They know now it's education for them of what's going on in their market. So I have 123 John Street, I have that listing. As soon as I got that listing, then it's like, oh, I'm not a loser anymore. Like, oh, by the way, here's a listing I have.
Yeah.
And then it started, the conversation was a little bit different rather than, oh, hey, my name's Meredith, I'm a local agent, want to introduce myself to you, let me know if you ever need anything.
Totally.
But I mean, you play tennis. It's like I grew up playing competitive tennis. It's like you are your own worst enemy, right? It's not a team sport. This is door knocking was an individual sport, I guess you could say.
Okay, so the real estate market today is interesting. I think we should talk about that. Firstly, like in 2021, there was like 90,000 houses in LA County sold, and today it's like 50,000 sold in 2025. So I think a lot of people too look at the interest rates and affordability and they're like, who's buying, you know? What are you noticing of like the people buying and selling? Like what's motivating them?
Yeah. I mean, 2021, I joke. I mean, that was our biggest year. My son could have sold houses, you know what I mean? He's a better negotiator than half the agents in Los Angeles. So I don't, like it really was, I don't want to say easy. Easy is, this business is not easy, just like what you do. You're very successful. How many people want to become a content creator that just can't get it, right? So 2021 was, you know, low interest rates, as we know, not a lot of inventory. And then, yes, the numbers I know are big, but you put a house on the market, you're selling it. I mean, if you're priced right, within days, right? I mean, it's crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So now LA is a different world. The interest rates are different. As we know, there's tons of job loss. There's people moving out of California for various reasons. I think the biggest for us, I mean, the people that are selling, it's job loss, moving out of state for taxes, divorce, death. I mean, it's all of the big life changes, right? And a lot of people are not, unless they're locked into the golden handcuff interest rate, you know, they're staying tight and they're moving out of LA.
Yeah. You know? So a lot of people are staying. I think another one I've noticed of two of the listings are people just outgrowing their space. Families where it's like the kids are getting older, they're having more kids, and they just, I mean, yes, they have a great interest rate, but it's like they just can't stay in that place. And so they're either renting it out, selling it, or moving on. Yeah, which I think is also kind of an interesting topic of like, in LA, is it still a good place to own property? Like people have mixed thoughts on that. I think it's a good place to own property that you live in, but investment wise, it's harder.
Yeah. I mean, once again, this is very authentic, very transparent. I own a good amount of properties here, but I've bought them, I mean, a while ago, except my office, as you know, I mean, that was 2 years ago. So I'm getting hammered on the interest rate, but I think it's a good place for a long-term play, like the stock market. If you're looking to buy and flip and sell, it's like, it's harder, right? It's not, unless you're a developer, as we know, we're dealing with some. I mean, it's a different game. It's a different play.
Yeah.
And then obviously the rental laws and the rental restrictions, and then the tenants being a landlord. What's your tolerance for that? I mean, it's not as many people anymore, and a lot of people are selling and putting their investments elsewhere.
Yeah. But then the benefit of owning a place that you actually live in California.
Yeah.
Well, there's two that I think are the main ones. Quick break to thank the sponsor of this podcast episode, which is Pesty. Pesty is a DIY pest control product. So rather than having a pest control company come to your house every month, which can be expensive, you can do it yourself. They send you a rechargeable sprayer, a pro-grade pesticide, like the same stuff that the pros use. It's also used in schools and hospitals around the world. It's kid-friendly and pet-friendly. I use use it on my balcony. I just spray it and then I don't let my dogs go out there until it's done drying, basically. It takes about 10 minutes to do your whole house. I just do my balcony. It takes like 3 minutes because it's not a big space. Before I was using Pesty, I would get spiders in my apartment, like sometimes pretty big ones. Like, they're freaking me out. And now I've been using it for over a month. I haven't gotten any. Pesty will protect from 100 different types of pests, and you put in your location and it will customize it based on where you are and the type of bugs that you deal with. It starts at $35 a treatment, which is cheaper than your traditional pest control, and you can get 10% off your first order. I'll have the QR code on the screen, or you can click the link below. That's just for my viewers to get. So thank you again to Pesty for sponsoring and keeping the bugs out for me. And let's get back into the episode. Well, there's two that I think are the main ones. One is the appreciation here is generally good because there's such limited land and it's hard to build. And so whereas Houston has seen more of a decline because they're building and like going out, like you just kind of can't really in LA, you know? And then the other one is that your property taxes are more locked in. Like they can go up a very, very, very small amount each year compared to somewhere like Texas. So I'm like, to me, it's beneficial, and also it's a great place to live. Even though people hate on California, it's like a lot of people want to live here. So there is someone who recently, this might be controversial for real estate agents, someone recently claims to have sold their house with ChatGPT.
Right. Yes.
Have you seen this?
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
For me, it's a very weird situation. I don't know how that could ever happen here in Los Angeles when we have there's so many steps to selling a house. As we know, it's pricing strategy, it's marketing, it's video, it's everything. It's showings, it's negotiations, it's inspections, it's appraisal, it's closing costs. There's so many hurdles, I mean, that we're dealing with on different condos, as you know, and lawsuits and litigation. And it just doesn't, to me, you need a physical person. I think ChatGPT can be great for certain steps, as we all know, writing the description or stuff like that, but not to actually negotiate a full-fledged transaction at the price points we're doing.
I feel like there's nuance to when you look into what actually happened. He basically did for sale by owner. Like he did, like ChatGPT sold it. You could say that, but really he had to still do a lot of work of like getting the house prep, hiring the photographer, and like ChatGPT helped him like find one, like doing the open houses, following up with those people, staying on top of them. If you have a full-time job, it's like, are you realistically going to do that? Or like, are you a good negotiator? Like some people are. Some people like legitimately could sell their house on their own, but like I think that's a small percentage. And all the contracts. So it's like I'm sure had to still hire a real estate attorney. I think it's the kind of thing where like it sounds nice, but I think like halfway into it, people would be like, shit, I should probably.
Well, I think the inspections, let alone, right? How are you navigating the inspections here in LA? We have sewer, we have root, we have asbestos, we have termite, we have all these things. And then that's part of the negotiation. And then the follow-ups, as you just said, having an open house. We just talked about this yesterday. Following up with 50 people that came in the open house. Anybody can sell anything. Right? But for how much and what is your investment putting in? Like the small percentage that we make as agents versus what you left on the table. That was the feedback.
I think it's like you'd have to have a lot of time, and realistically a lot of people don't. I feel similarly about like if people want to buy a fixer, I'm like it worked well for me as a YouTuber because I can make content about it, but I'm like some of my friends, so they want to buy a fixer and they have a full-time job, I'm like I don't know like if you really know what you're getting yourself into. I feel like there's a lot of things like that. But along with that, I think the AI layoffs in general is an interesting topic. You mentioned you were getting people calling maybe kind of strategizing selling. Like that's sort of I wasn't expecting that.
I mean it's affecting everybody, right? I mean it's the economy is what the economy is, right? So it's, I mean, and interest rates are now higher and applications for loans are the lowest they've been in months. So it's we are tracking all of this, right? And granted, LA, there's still a lot of money here, we all know this, but there's a lot of people that are really, really struggling, taking jobs at Trader Joe's that were, you know, movie editors. I mean, this is industries are getting annihilated, right? I mean, there's
which is
companies all. It's terrible. It's terrible, and it makes obviously what we do harder because the more inventory there is, it's not It's not better for anybody. It's actually worse.
What mistakes do you see sellers and buyers make? Like, what are some common ones?
I think the biggest mistakes that sellers make is pricing the property too high. I think that's number one. I think it's thinking they're a 10 when they're a 4, and not listening to the expert. If you go to the dentist and you need a root canal, you're not going to go try to do a root canal on your own, right? You're going to listen to the dentist and get a root canal. So it's like they don't want to listen sometimes. And there's always someone, if it's a couple, there's always like that one person that like has to be right. Not fixing it up properly, being stubborn about, the craziest wallpaper, and not like just taking simple advice that will actually get you such a better ROI if you actually listen to basic things to do. I think that's the biggest thing, just listening to the experts and taking the right strategy, and not, decluttering. That's another thing. There's a million things I could tell you, but I think it's just listening about the pricing is always number one.
Some sellers, they'll think, oh, you just want to sell it quickly then.
Right.
It's like, oh, no, that price, just simply no one is going to buy it for that. And then it's going to sit on the market.
Right.
And then you're going to be chasing it down. Or I know a lot of people want to price it somewhere because they're like, well, what if we get offers lower?
Right.
What do you kind of say to that?
Yeah, it's a strategy, right? So it's, if you price aggressively and you're getting multiple offers, I always tell sellers it's a psychological game, right? If you have more than one, get more than one, it's game on, right? So we're not up on the stands giving a testimony. Like, once you have multiple offers, you're keeping your cards close, and then you're only delegating what you need to the buyer's agents, and then leveraging, do they need a lease back? What's their status? Did they lose their job? Are they getting a divorce? What's their timeline? Like, it's understanding the psychology of the buyer and the seller and trying to make everybody happy, right? So I think it's really just understanding the human nature of what's the motive behind selling. And some people just want to test the waters and see if they can get X, and they're not really a real seller. So that's, that's our job. We have to ask the right questions so we can do the best job we can.
And I can see how it would be scary. Like, I think I'm like, if I were to sell my Palm Springs property, like, I'd be scared to price it a little under. And I know, I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
I've done an open house in a place that was priced way under, and it had 600 people come throughout 4 different open houses. And then it ended up going way, way, way over asking.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get it. But it's it's this psychology of, people also want to start buying in the stock market when it's already up.
Right.
And I think it's kind of like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You just have to trust the expert once again. And then the properties will trade where they're meant to trade. So that's part of our due diligence, is we're giving people comps. And if you do this, or you fix up the landscaping, or you paint your rooms this, or you just fix up the cabinets and you paint them, it's like little things to the human eye. It's like you taking care of yourself, going to the doctor, it's like doing these things that sellers could do and get so much more money. It's deferred maintenance. That's the other thing, right? With leaving a lot of money on the table that a lot of sellers don't handle. So
apparently in February 2026, the Google search "can't sell my house" was trending more than it ever has.
Interesting.
Yeah, and people are saying since 2008 or whatever. But what do you have to say to people searching that?
God, that's crazy. Okay, interesting.
Or thoughts on that? I have some thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think, can't sell my house. It's like, what are you doing? What does it look like? What's the furniture? You have good taste. I have good taste. A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
They just don't have style. They don't have good furniture. The couches are too big. What are they doing wrong, and who are they listening to? Right?
So there are a lot of reasons. Could be price. I think a lot of people, they can't sell. It's really, they're just not willing to maybe take a loss, because if you bought in 2021 if you bought when interest rates were low, you're not seeing that appreciation.
Right.
And it's like, you either have to cut your losses and move on, or hold on to it. Yeah. And so I think that's kind of most of it. Whereas most people, they got used to seeing 20% appreciation in a year, which is not realistic.
Right. If you bought during COVID, it's different than where we're looking at right now, for sure. What are your thoughts on why people are typing that up.
I think it's because I think they don't want to take a loss because that's hard to see if they bought during that time.
Yeah.
And then I think there could also be people who saw their neighbors sell a year or two earlier and now they're like, oh, like I feel like I could still get that when the market definitely has changed, because you just have to look at the monthly price for the buyer.
Yeah.
Like it's way more a lot of times. Sometimes than if they rented something similar, but like oftentimes with a house, this is what I've talked about, because people will be like, oh, it's cheaper to rent than to buy, but you are pretty limited in your rental options with houses in LA.
Right.
And a lot of them aren't, you know, if you want it to be customized or pretty nice, like they go quick.
They go quick.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of good rental inventory, and then you're also taking a risk on, you know, here you're in a nice, building. It's like management company. How quickly are they going to get back to me? Then it's a private owner landlord. You know, who are they? Are they going to get back to me? God forbid I have mold. Like there's risk with all of it, right? And it's the risk for the landlord, as we know. People are staying in properties illegally.
Yeah, which is so crazy.
It's really scary.
Have you seen that or had any clients?
We did 140 leases last year, just helping a lot of the Palisades families and stuff. I've had one, and I've done a lot. We do a lot of rentals because we have a lot of clients that own a ton of property, so we rent out all of their stuff. But we had one client that took them 9. So the girl was paying for like a couple of years, totally qualified, and then stopped paying, and it took my client, who's the owner, 9 months to get her out.
Wow. And she just didn't pay. Did she?
They like work the system. These are professional people, and then they're putting in fake applications, I mean, there's like, it's crazy. You have to
real
be
and
really
normal.
Yeah, you have to be really, really careful. So we have a whole other system that we use, but the girl was fine, and she just stopped paying after 2 years.
Wow, that's so crazy to think. It's like she paid for 2 years and was totally normal, and then it's like
she lost her job, she had this or had that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear some of your crazier stories in real estate.
Yeah.
Things you've come across.
I mean, there's a lot. I probably shouldn't say some of them, but every property. I think the thing about real estate that's really fun, and I talk about all these books, is the psychology of the people, right? Like you get to know so many different personality types and the way that relationships work too. But I mean, we've had a lot of issues. I've walked in on a client. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say or not say, having a threesome with 2 people, cheating on his significant other, another person with a prostitute. I mean, we've had like,
this is crazy stuff.
We've had like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's transgender client of mine that was married to a woman, found his whole thing, and he had opened up to me about a situation, never said anything. But you think about what goes on behind closed doors and what we know. It's like the doormen in New York, right? They know things that nobody knows because people are coming. It's kind of like the secret life of doormen. I mean, I could write a book, but there's a bunch. Yeah. There's a lot. It's kind of crazy. And you get into the deep nitty gritty of relationships with couples too, right? You see the dynamic.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Interesting. I do love that stuff though. Like my sister made a TikTok of like someone like almost threw up in a house they were touring, or in the car, I think, or like she accidentally like thought she let a cat out, and so she put a cat inside, but the people are like, we don't have a cat. Like things like that. Even I'm like, oh my god, it's just crazy because you're with so many different people in these houses and situations that, like, me doing YouTube, I don't end up with these like crazy scenarios, but it can be dangerous too. I think about that too with real estate. It's like there are people who I think a lot of people don't know how Zillow works, which would be kind of interesting maybe to touch on, but say you contact someone to see a property on Zillow, you're connected to a random agent. You're not connected to the listing agent. And most people think it's the listing agent, but it's usually like a big team in the area. Often it is going to be probably newer agents because Zillow takes a really big cut. And so established agents don't want to take these leads because it's not as worth their time. So it's not to say they're bad. Like, I know people who have done it who are like good agents, but they're maybe newer. People that take these Zillow leads, they're meeting up with completely random people.
It's a funny story, actually. So I had a $4 million deal in Playa Vista. And I'm
like a listing.
Yeah. And a friend of mine like referred her friend, right? And this guy comes in, or the parents come in with this random agent, like never knew.
You could tell they had not met before, kind of thing.
Never met. Her boobs were like the size of my head. I mean, she looked like her makeup was everywhere. It was like crazy.
Whoa.
And she like walks in. She doesn't know where she is. She does, but she has like the 2 pieces of paper on her for the properties. And they were referred though to me, but then she just met them there at the house, and they're like, wait. And then they're like, are you Meredith? I was like, whoa, like that's me. It's my listing. They're like, and they're like, well, who is she? They didn't even know.
That's so awkward.
So they thought, because they were older, right? They thought that she was, I guess, works for me. And this is when I was like, whoa, like I need to make this really clear to my clients, because I've had buyers be like, oh, can I just make an appointment on Zillow? I'm like, no.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea. They're going to pair you. And then this other person.
And that person is going to text you till the end of time, probably.
I mean, the follow-up game is maybe even
it's admirable.
More intense than mine. But.
Yeah. They're doing what they got to do. But no, I also, in 2019, this is before I like got a real estate license or anything, I didn't know how Zillow worked, and I wanted to go look at a condo, contact a random agent, and me and my sister, like, I still remember his name. Like, he became, like, an inside joke to us just because he would send, like, so many random follow-ups, like, happy 4th of July, like, months later. And now I'm like, oh, I get it. Like, he was using a CRM. Like, this was all automated. Like,
crazy.
Or, like, kind of automated somewhat.
Yeah.
But, no, it's so
they're
funny.
paying for leads. They're big teams. They're taking those, like, luckily our business, as you know, is repeat referrals. So we're getting, like, oh, Joey's meeting us. And I'm like, no, Joey doesn't work for me, guys. Like, just when you want to see somebody, just let us know, you know?
Yeah. But, I mean, even if you're about to click that contact Zillow button, I'm like, you're better off finding someone, like, literally on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. But, like, not a lot of people know that, like, how Zillow works.
Yes,
and, like,
100%.
Redfin is similar, but a little bit different. I was on a team that, like, gave me access to it, and I was like, I don't know if I feel, like, I just didn't feel that safe.
There's a lot of, I mean, I said that to you, I think, when we first chatted, right? It's like you want to do your due diligence. I mean, we do that in all the showings. I mean, for our sellers to know, too. It's like, we're looking at who they are, you know, looking at, you talked about LinkedIn, Googling them, making sure they're legit. If they're buying, pre-approval, proof of funds, like we don't show properties until we see all that. I mean, I've had a lot of shady stuff being at open houses alone, like in my earlier years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like situations where you
just
felt
weird, really scary. That's why I put my kids in jiu-jitsu. I need to start.
Oh, I need to chill out too.
Huh?
Team jujitsu.
We need to do it. Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. You're alone at a house. I used to do stuff in the Hollywood Hills. There's sometimes no service. Creepy people walk in. You're marketing them all over the place, right? You never know. So I don't do open houses alone anymore. And you and I were talking about that. It's not worth it. And it's for what? Like, you don't need to.
Not.
We have a big enough, we have enough people, luckily, where we can pair up and stuff.
Was there ever a situation where you were like, I got to get out of here?
I had a couple of showings with like different men where it was like felt super shady, and I was like, this is weird, and this was like, I wasn't checking for pre-approval. This is maybe 10 years ago.
A long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, and it felt weird, and I was like, and then I texted, I remember my friend being like, hey, I got, like, can you call me? And then I took the call, I was like, I gotta go.
That's
yeah,
smart.
weird.
Listen
yeah,
to your
and
gut.
you're supposed to, like, when you show the house, there's so many women that have gotten raped, have gotten assaulted, like it's really bad.
People don't talk about that. But
no, it's I mean, there's like articles all over me carrying pepper spray, but like, think about it. If you walk into this room to show the room and someone comes in behind you, they're going to shut the door. I mean, you're done. It's over.
Yeah, no,
It's really scary. It is a scary thing. I think we're putting ourselves out there in the public, so people are
like people's names, like they're on like billboards, bus stops, or their name on listings,
Right.
Yeah, that's scary. There's like a lot of agents who have more recently joined since all these reality shows have come out. Have you watched like Selling Sunset and some of these? What do you think?
I don't really watch TV. I really don't. I think that it is so, I don't know. I don't really want to say anything bad. I mean, if I was like Selling Sunset, you and I would be doing this interview on like a private yacht in Mykonos right now, like, that I owned. You know what I mean? Like maybe one day I'm working towards it. But it's just, you watch these shows and it's just, you're looking at these commissions. Did that intrigue you at all when you first got into real estate, the reality shows?
I mean, I liked seeing the cool properties.
Yeah.
I still think it's fun to go to a really nice house.
Yeah.
Like, I do love real estate and, like, architecture.
Yeah.
So I liked that. But, yeah, they don't really show, you know, they actually, a lot of those agents aren't closing many deals. And they'll just start kind of, they're making a TV show and they're showing, like, the drama and stuff.
Right.
But, yeah, people show the commissions and they're like, wow. But even
no
when
clue. They're not showing, like, Amanda today was, like, dealing with mold remediation, driving to meet vendors, you know, like coordinating painting, staging, all of it, right? Gardener. I mean, Jeremy was in Malibu today meeting handyman, painter, they don't show how a deal almost fell through because the loan couldn't get approved. Like, they're not showing the issues with the litigation, dealing with the HOA. No. Like, how hard is it to make money and how much is involved in one deal? And what are the cuts of the commission? Who's getting what? You've seen, I have a big overhead for a small team, right? I have 7 people I'm paying on a, like, it's a lot. Yeah. Right? The brokerage is getting this, the vendors are getting this. It's like, staff's getting this, marketing, website. You know, it's a lot. Yeah. It's not just that, like, crazy number, you know?
It's like whether you're the team lead or if you're on a team, like, the brokerage is taking a cut or the team or whatever. It's like they're showing the gross commission. They're not usually showing
the gross commission. Then they're not showing what happens after a price reduction, as we all know. Price reduction, your commission gets adjusted. There's all the things.
And they're showing, like, pretty crazy houses that they're not showing the fact that, like, those are going to be on the market a lot. Those are hard to sell.
Very.
Like, there's a small buyer pool. Very. And they're not showing, like, all the effort you may put into listing something and then it doesn't sell. Right. Like, that sometimes happens.
On the marketing money, right, for the parties. I mean, you see, like, we were talking about having live music and having food and catering and an out truck. I mean, think about that to, like, that level of a really expensive listing. What are those sellers
they're doing a lot
expecting, right? So, and you're not getting that back if you don't sell the house.
True. No, it's just an investment into it. You know, there's things people can look out for in an agent, like a buyer's agent or a listing agent, where they are. Like, what do you think is a sign of a good agent?
I mean, just hire us. No, I'm joking. No, I think a sign of a good agent is obviously their past sales, what they're capable of, but it's a personality fit, right? I mean, a good agent clearly has a sales. I mean, when we hit 1 billion, it was this year of my holiday party, I announced it. I mean, it's you get treated differently. I think being transparent, being very honest, I'm brutally honest. Not knowing that person's not afraid to walk away from the deal if you're not clicking, you're not on the same page. And obviously, number one, most importantly, is their negotiation skills and what they can do. I mean, we have 1 million reviews, video, written, talking about my negotiation skills and how I can negotiate and what I will do for people. But also personality, follow up, follow through, really making sure that every single step of the process is handled correctly. There's a lot going on. Being available, like, you know, we have the full team. So it's 7 days a week they can get a hold of someone. And I think on my phone too much, but
you're on it.
I'm on it. I get back to people pretty quickly. I try to disconnect, but I'm on it. You have to be. It's all commission.
I feel like every property has something too that someone who's never bought a house before, even if they have, they're not gonna know when they're in escrow. Like, for example, many houses you need a certain type of insurance, and like, you might get a quote, but you need to make sure you actually have it. And like, some newer agents like don't realize that, and that's delayed closings before. Or like, condos are having all kinds of things. Like, everything has
being a resource, right? Being a resource. It's like, you want to go get your hair done. You're going to ask people, you're going to look up where you want to go, who's the best person. You're not just going to go to a random place that you've never been to before and trust them, right? Like, it's having, like, and all the vendors, best painter, best handyman, best designer, best insurance agent. Like, especially now with California, I mean, we're closing that deal on Newport. It's like, we got them 3 different insurance agents that we trust, and then had to guide them through, walk them through which policies to get, which not to get, earthquake insurance. There's so many things that you have to know as an agent, and trusting our referrals is just as important as us.
Totally. What's like your favorite deal you've worked on, or like favorite house?
Favorite house I've sold. I sold a pretty sweet place for my client Jeannie Bus right on the ocean in Playa del Rey. A couple different beachfront deals. Those are amazing. I just love the beach. It makes me happy. Sold a gorgeous old Spanish in Cheviot Hills on McConnell, one of my favorite streets, like a Spanish estate, 1930s. I think I think that was probably my favorite one.
So I feel like the classic question that realtors get is, oh, how's the market? Is it a buyer's or a seller's market? Yeah. But it's confusing in LA because I feel like it's one, hyper local, like depending on the area. And two, it's like right now, it just really depends on the house.
It depends on the house.
Like some of them are sitting for a long time and then some are snatched up real quick. Yeah.
It's kind of like dating. Some people are good, they're still single. Some people are not, they're still together, whatever it is. It's like the same game, right? It's like, it's very, very similar to the dating world. I always make these analogies, like, what are the expectations of the client, right? Like, why is it still sitting? Is there a motivation once again? And when we go meet with the seller, what is the motivation behind selling, right? And there is more inventory. I mean, we've talked about this day in and day out. But the places that are not selling right now in this market, it's all price driven.
Would you say it's fair to say it is mostly a buyer's market, but there are still things that get competitive?
Yeah, I think it's a buyer's market in the condo market. I mean, this is if you're a buyer and you want a condo, and I mean, you're in the market, and especially if you're cash, like this is the time to annihilate it because there are so many condos on the market. In LA, it's the worst time to sell a condo in 20 years.
Because there's just so much like competition.
There's so many, and there's obviously like HOAs and buying into an HOA, and we're still selling condos, and the ones that are priced right are unique, or they're top floor, they're single level with direct access garage. Like there's all of that. But yeah, it's a buyer's market, but it depends on the area. It depends on the lot. It depends on the view. It's so hard to like pin it.
I think it's funny. Like I find so many people are like, oh, I don't want a condo because I do not want an HOA. Like that is throwing money away. And I think that you pretty much have that no matter what. Like if you have a house, you're probably going to have a gardener, or if you have a pool cleaner, like those costs are still going to be there. A big building that needs like a lot of insurance where I'm like, I get it. Yeah. But why are people buying condos still?
I mean, I think it's great. So I think buying a condo, as long as
you have a condo, technically, I have
the office. Yeah, it's a condo. It's a lot, right? It's basically in a condo building, and I own a couple of other condos that I rent out. I think buying a condo, it's a step closer to the risk and the overhead of owning a single family house, right? Like I'm in my house, my roof, I'm probably going to need to replace it soon. It's only however 12 years old, but it doesn't matter, right? Like you're always fixing something. Everything falls on you. So a condo, you're a shareholder, right? Yeah. So the roof goes out, you have an assessment, the sewers need to be fixed, or there's fumigation on the building. Like you are a shareholder and you're still benefiting. So in LA, we have so many condos that are townhouses, like direct access. So I think condos are great. I mean, that's how I've acquired my wealth and my assets is you start somewhere, you build up to that. I mean, you can't, LA especially is so, it's hard to buy here. It's very unaffordable.
Definitely. I like a condo for the like security of it. Yeah. Because there are parts of LA where I'm like, I would live in a condo there, but I wouldn't live in a single family house, like certain neighborhoods, just because I'm paranoid. But so am I. Yeah. I'm like, maybe some people aren't like
scary. I mean, it was like there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of robbery. I mean, look at all the issues we've had recently with robberies and stuff and not having security. And then even if you do have I have like 20 cameras in my house. I'm crazy too, like really crazy. And I mean, you just never know. Like that's not stopping someone from breaking in just because you have cameras.
No, I know, right?
Like unless you have an armed guard or a pit bull, like you're still right.
Like shoot, I only have 2 Pomeranians.
I have a pug. I mean, she's not
gonna help too much. Is there any type of house that you wouldn't buy or you wouldn't recommend someone buy?
I mean, I think it depends on their budget and how much money they have. Like I think that if you have cash, buying a fixer is a great opportunity to make it what you want to make it, right? Like that's what I think busy streets, obviously.
That's my big one.
What? Busy street?
Yeah, I'm like, I wouldn't buy on a busy
Yeah,
street.
busy street.
Or
no
like
bueno.
really close to the freeway or whatever.
Really close to the freeway, busy street, too small of a lot, where you can't expand. I think systems and roof and that's all fixable, right, with money.
Yeah, I feel like it's like the busy street thing.
It's the busy street. Yeah, it's location. I mean, right, we all know that.
Location.
It's like Monopoly, you know, you want to buy Boardwalk and Park Place.
I think people look at the home prices in LA and they're like, who is buying? Like, who can afford this? So this is the real tea on this, okay? Families, maybe it's cheaper to rent, but they want like a solid place to live.
Yeah.
So I've noticed it's a lot of that. And you get the dual income. Like if you're single like me, it's like, if I think, oh, if I doubled my income, then I could afford something a lot nicer. Yeah. But when you're single, you're like, oh, you're competing actually with a lot of dual incomes. So it's like harder.
But women now, single women, I mean, it's been all over the news, are the majority of buyers right now than ever before. It's crazy, which is incredible.
Because it's like, usually men still kind of earn more on the dollar. So I'm like, but maybe they're sports betting it all away.
I mean, maybe, but I think a lot of women in different industries are out earning men.
That's true.
I mean, I know a lot of families where there's a straight couple and the men stay at home with the kids.
So families, and then, people who like really are hitting it big at some of these tech companies that are IPOing, like
SpaceX.
Yes.
Coming up. Yep. We're going to have some big SpaceX employees, SpaceX deals. If you work at SpaceX, call us. Yeah. We're ready. We're ready for you. But yeah, I mean, I think it's generational wealth, as we just talked about, right? A lot of people here with rich parents, as we know. Then there's people like us who have crushed it on our own because we're hustlers. And then there's just the tech people. I mean, it's the tech, it's the content
dual
creators.
income in tech,
finance.
They're earning combined like $500K or more. Like they can afford something good. As long as they're not like just have a spending problem or something, you know. Like
as long as they don't have a spending problem. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to think of like who our clientele are. I mean,
I think the real thing is there's some statistic, I'll put it in here, where it's like at least a third of first-time home buyers are getting assistance on the down payment from someone. And like that is more common than people talk about. People aren't going to be like super loud about that on Instagram when they post that they're buying a house, but that is something that's happening behind the scenes. And
there's also there was an article that got sent to me the other day of these two friends in New York City, that these two women, two single moms, went through divorces, bought a place, have made it like their own. They have 3 kids between the two of them, and they're not together. They're just best friends.
Yeah.
Me and my best friend are 2 single moms. We live in New York City, and we raised our kids under one roof.
And it's so cool. It's like, oh my God, I would that'd be fun. Like, I mean, I have a family, but it's like, it'd be fun to live with my best friend and my kids and like have it be like a slumber party every night. Like that's actually happening more and more. And there's another article about a family that was separating and they couldn't afford to go buy, 2 houses after getting divorced, being locked into their interest rate. And they figured out another way. Like he's living in the ADU, she's living in the house.
Oh, wow.
And then they switched.
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Like a lot of families do the nesting thing. So I think it's just, we're getting to a point where I don't think
people are getting creative.
They're getting really and also people are trying to figure out the way that they can get the lifestyle that they want.
Yeah.
If they aren't successful and can't do it on their own, right? So I thought that was pretty cool.
Like I've bought every property that I'm in on with someone. Luckily I have a twin sister.
Yeah.
And then like the Joshua Tree one, it is more of like, I mean, that's so different because it's not like something I'm planning to live in full time.
Yeah.
But I'm like, some people could even buy investment properties together or whatever. It does get tricky like when you want to sell.
Yeah.
But I guess if people have like a plan, like a 5-year, 10-year plan.
Yeah.
Or that kind of thing. But that is interesting. Wow, I didn't even know that. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, I think it makes sense, right? If you have a friend or whatever, it's like, well, let's put our money together. I mean, and real estate's a fun way to do that,
Because when you combine it, it's like exponentially better. I've noticed a little bit. It's like, okay, say you can afford something that's $1 million, whatever. The double that it feels more than twice
Yes.
as good, if that
Yes.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
1 million in LA, maybe like a 2-bedroom condo in a pretty good location.
Yep.
But 2 million, you're like, you're gonna get like actually a whole house. It's like
Right.
a lot better.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. I think people should start doing that because it gives you so many more opportunities, right?
I was showing some people that were content creators. They ultimately decided they weren't like quite ready yet,
Yeah.
but they were content creators, friends, like big TikTokers and YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking at houses in the hills and stuff, and they were going to buy it together like as business partners because
Yeah.
they like film a lot.
Smart.
And yeah, because for them it's like it would help them make more content and stuff.
Right.
And they already work together a lot anyway.
Yeah.
The difficult thing then was finding a place that had like dual primary
Right.
suite.
Right.
Not a lot of places
Right.
have that.
Right.
But there
more
was-
and more though houses. I mean, we talked about that at the meeting the other day, right? There are people want to have that office
Mm-hmm.
downstairs, a secondary master suite. I mean, or primary suite. Builders are doing that more. And more,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's something we're working on.
I was in a house the other day in Larchmont that I couldn't tell which was the primary because both
Yeah.
of the bedrooms upstairs were like equally nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, I actually don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great for people that don't want stairs, have older parents or older kids that live with them.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Okay,
this has
thank
been
you.
a fun interview.
Yes,
Maybe
thank you
like
so much.
if people have more questions, comment down below. Maybe we'll do like a part 2 or something if we get some like good stuff. Or I'm sure I can vlog too, or
Yeah.
you know, all of that.
Yeah, thank you.
But again, of course, if you are in LA County and looking to sell or buy, I'll put the whole website. Like you can look at all the past sales and everything. Because I think people don't realize, like, I kind of throw it out there sometimes, like, oh yeah, like you can buy or sell with me, but also I'm not like doing it on my own. Like I'm on a team. So I think our team is great. And
I mean, it's full service. So
It
we
is.
have everything. We offer everything. We do it all. So
yeah, it's
definitely
like
makes a
if
big
you're
difference.
selling, literally, if you're selling and you're like, I don't know who to hire to declutter all this stuff, like we're decluttering a place, painting it, like
Yes.
dealing with everything.
Everything. And
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that you don't.
New carpets, like
people
don't worry about it. Yeah.
Yes. Retiling, coordinating contractors, vendors, all of it.
Yeah.
People,
it's a whole
agents don't do
project.
that. That's actually a really good point. A lot of agents don't do any of that. They don't coordinate any vendors. They don't meet vendors. They don't deal with any of that. So we do it all.
Yeah.
Full service.
Okay, thank you for
Thank
coming
you
on.
so much. Thank you.
And yes, click the links below if you want to check out the team or any of that. All right.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.